BMF at the same time, man. I mean, they in the clubs going crazy as well, man. What was that time like promoting, marketing, and then just having your finger on the pulse of the city and what's going on?
I remember the first time I saw Meech and the guy. I'll never forget this. I was at Jazzy T's, one of my old favorite haunts in Decatur, man. Shouts out to Jazzy T's and anybody from the original Atlantans that know about Jazzy T's. And if you remember Jazzy T's, you walk in the club. It was a one level club where the DJ booth was up some steps.
Yeah.
Funky's up there DJing. I'm talking to Funky. I come back down. Some other guys pass me. I don't think nothing of it. And I remember some money started falling from the DJ booth. And in my mind, I'm like, oh snap! Somebody done dropped their money.
Yeah. Not
knowing they were purposely throwing it. Now, mind you, at this time we don't have it wasn't called making it rain. There, It was that wasn't the thing. It was just, hey man, some dudes in there like losing their mind, throwing money, and we could. I personally was like, I don't. That doesn't seem fiscally responsible. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm putting my college hat on. Like I don't think that's a very smart business decision to just be tossing money in the air.
Yeah.
And I remember telling people that story, and they was like, "No way."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Nah, bro, for real. We was in Jazzy. My partner was with me, and he's with me. He's co-signing my story, and everybody's like, "Nick, you full of shit." You know what I'm saying? You're making that up. Yeah. And I remember fast forward that becoming a thing, and I said, "I told y'all." And you know that BMF story is like an urban legend now. Yeah. Their run through Atlanta is unparalleled, and if you wasn't here and people tell you the stories, you think we were lying.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Seeing all the Lamborghinis and the Mercedes and all those cars back to back to back to back. I remember going to the Lenox Mall, and the valet was them. You know what I'm saying? Like just all black, foreign, expensive cars.
Yeah,
just them that had taken over. At that time, you know, back in them days, we looked at Lenox Mall like
we didn't go to Lenox unless you had money.
You had to have some money to go to Lenox. That was like a big deal if you went to Lenox for something. I don't care what you went. I don't care if you went in there and got some socks.
Exactly.
You're like, you went to Lenox? Oh,
what was going on up there?
Hey man, you popping. You know what I'm saying? Like because the rest of us went to South Cab.
Exactly. And Greenbrier. And
that's what it was. Yeah, that's what we went to.
Exactly.
So Lenox was like and Phipps wasn't even wasn't even an option.
Okay, see, now you taking me there. I was just trying to explain this to somebody the other day. I said, first of all, my ass didn't go to Phipps until I was damn 30-something years old. Okay?
Exactly.
I wasn't even thinking about going to no Phipps.
Nah.
I was in Phipps the other day, and I'm seeing young boys in there with money.
18.
Is 18 years old,
buying random stuff. Yeah.
Like, this was not going on when I was a kid.
When I was 18, South Cab was the biggest name in the world to me. So it's like Lenox wasn't even, like I said, that was a dream.
Come on.
And Phipps, like I said, wasn't even an option. So you looking at BMF taking over Lenox Square Mall, it was like, what do you mean they took over Lenox? Like I said, not Greenbrier.
Yeah.
Lenox Mall, they in the valet showing out.
My God.
And you know, that era, like I said, man, just it's one of those things, like I said, it sounds like an urban legend. It sounds like you're talking about Paul Bunyan and a Blue Ox.
Come on.
When you tell people like, oh nah, bro, they did this and they did that and they spent this amount of money and they threw this and it was money up to my knees, and it was like, nah, bro, like that really happened. We was in Magic and it was incredible. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like to see that and just know that one, it was money out here like that. Cause I think that, you know, coming from, you know, like even when you think about Tip in his days, Tip didn't feel like money to the ceiling. Tip felt like a hustler.
Yeah.
Tip felt like I always joke about West Side. Tip felt like a hustle. I go buy some sneakers.
Yeah.
I get some polo.
Come on.
Get fresh, go get some girls. That's how I kick it. When Jeezy and the BMF era and all that stuff came through, it looked like, oh, y'all hustling and like just stacking money. Like
y'all got money to blow.
Y'all got money to blow. And that was unheard of for black people, young black people, to just have money to blow. You know what I'm saying? Like you got a couple extra $100 and you decided to go buy some, you know, expensive jacket or something.
That's cool.
Yeah, cool. But not, you got enough money to just toss it?
Extra thousands of dollars.
Yeah, extra thousands of dollars. Just on some like,
tens of thousands.
What's money? And that was like, and so to see that in real time was just, it leaves a mark on you, you know what I'm saying? In some good ways and some bad ways, you know what I'm saying? Because there was a lot of craziness that happened behind that too. So, you know, some people that was lost along the way of that movement. But the time Atlanta today 2022 Atlanta is not the same Atlanta that I grew up in, man. And it's an unfortunate in a lot of ways.
Okay. The stress of that time at the same time, you seeing the balling and all of that stuff going on, but you also seeing the underbelly of the beast at the same time. Yeah. What was that like, being that close and seeing what the hell's going on?
I mean, honestly, at that time, I didn't feel no way because I was part of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you in the mix, you don't really notice how crazy it is. And I think the blessing for me is that I've always had friends that were not in this business. Yeah. So I had something to kind of I had real friends, right? That have that aren't in this business, don't want to be in this business. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? One of my my best friend in the world, he was in the military and he fixes machinery right now. It's my man Cash. And like, he don't care nothing about being in the music business. He don't want to come to no video shoots. He don't want to. Hey man, it's just my partner. And so I got to leave that space and go over here and be regular. Yeah. But when you in it, you don't notice sometimes. And I think the music business for sure is just synonymous with that. You be in it and you don't notice some of the stuff that is become normal to you. And it's not normal to everybody else, right? Yeah. So you're seeing money, you're having access to places, to people, to things. And then you start being like, oh, all y'all don't do this? This is not, we don't all eat at this restaurant or kick it this way but I remember feeling, part of the reason that, my ex-wife is my ex-wife is because this business numbs you to everything, right? Yeah. So I always applaud people that are my age that have been married 15, 20 years. It's like, damn, bro, like, because I know what this business does to you. Yeah. And I remember my ex-wife at the point telling me like, yo, things are happening in our lives and it doesn't move you. Good stuff or bad stuff. You know what I'm saying? I surprised you for your birthday. You like, cool. You know what I'm saying? Somebody passed, you like, hey. And then it's like on to the next moment. And I remember her being like, what happened? And at that time, I couldn't explain it because I didn't really know what it was. But looking back, I can now tell you like, no, I know exactly how I got to that state of sensory overload, right? And just feeling like, never get too high, never too low, so everything is this. Because
if you do get into it, you might go crazy.
Oh no, you will. You jump off a building.
You see what I'm saying?
Like if you get sucked into the highs of what it is, and the lows. Yeah, the lows will kill you because the highs are so high. You know what I'm saying? I remember my first time going on tour with Jeezy, and we went to Detroit for the Super Bowl. I remember, I'll never forget because it snowed. And I don't remember what year this was. It might have been 5, 6, 7, something like one of those. The Super Bowl's in Detroit, and we go to Detroit, and again, Jeezy's on fire. Yeah. So we get invited to like the Michael Jordan Nike party. We at the NFL exclusive thing. We're at Diddy's private whatever. Yeah. Like we did, this is just a 3-day run of just like, I'm seeing stuff like, I didn't even know these things existed. Yeah. But then you'll come home and, your kids and your wife they've been living regular life, right? So you're trying to, and they like, we don't get it. Okay, so, I'm like, what y'all do this weekend? And they're like, well, Teletubbies came on and, then we went to the park and you're like, now you bored with your family. now your kids are boring you. You're like, oh my God, like, do something already. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all ain't make a movie while I was gone? Y'all ain't do nothing? Like, y'all ain't hit the club? You know what I'm saying? My kids like 5 and 2. Like, y'all ain't do nothing with y'all life the whole time I was gone? Like, I was out. Come on. Out with Michael Jordan. Like, do something. My God. And but like you said, but if you get sucked into that, then you have to eat the lows too, right? And the lows can get really low. I remember when I left Jeezy, like officially, when I was like, all right, I'm starting my own business. And I remember Tony Neal. It wasn't Tony Neal. It was damn, what's my guy's name? I can't remember his name. He's one of the core DJs. Yeah. And I remember calling him and saying, hey, bro, I'm not over there no more. But do y'all mind leaving me on the email blast list because so I still want to get the music. And I never forget his words. He said, bro, you ain't leave the music business, you left a job. Ooh. And I was like, oh, it just made me breathe and be like, oh yeah, like I didn't die. I'm still here. I'm just not at that previous name. Yeah. And that gave me life because at a point there was where I noticed that the phone wasn't ringing as much. There wasn't I wasn't getting invited to certain things. So there was a lull of maybe year and a half, 2 years of just feeling like, damn, man, like I just kind of fell off the earth a little bit. And him saying that meant everything at that time. Yeah. And again, it changes my perspective on, okay, gotcha. Not dead. I'm here to fight another day. There's more opportunities out there. I just got to go work my one too. And if I can do that, I'm cool.
Yeah.
So that's always been the advice I gave other people. Like, yo, man, like you can stick this out. You just gotta believe in yourself.
Come on.
And believe that you add value to whatever situation you in. Like,
Facts.
And I've always added value. Now that's one thing I can say. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell people like, yeah, I'm great at what I do. I'm smart and all that stuff. But the one thing I've always done is been able to add value in every situation I was in. Like I said, when I was at DTP, I was like, hey, I can expand this music beyond Atlanta. When I was with Jeezy, I was like, hey, man, I can do the jobs that y'all don't want to do, I'll do them. I'll go find the team. I'll go hire the staff. I'll be the bad guy for this. I'll be, I'll whatever for that. When I got the coalition, hey man, I'll go pick up the money. I'll essentially be customer service when the artist is feeling away or y'all didn't do this. Y'all ain't got to be the bad guy. I got it. And being able to do that and add value everywhere, made me valuable.
Exactly.
And let me know that I can stick this thing out.